Let's call to order the Design Review Subcommittee meeting of Wednesday, October 12th, 2022. We have one set of minutes, and Scott, you were here for that meeting.
I was.
Yeah.
I move approval of the minutes.
I will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously for the minutes. First order of business is item 2A, minor cultural heritage permit, Seafood Fish Company exterior improvements. David, this is going to ZA
Correct.
or development management? It's already, or is it already done that?
It will be going to ZA. Correct.
ZA, okay. Okay. You have the floor.
All right.
And just for clarification, it has gone through the development management team review.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So this site is where the grill restaurant used to operate at the corner of Cabrillo and El Camino. This is a picture that was taken earlier this year. It's on a current condition of the property.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
David?
Yes.
Yeah, Danny.
He started his presentation. If you
I'm
want
so
to
sorry.
start, Steve. No problem.
Yeah.
And this is Danny, the owner.
How are you, gentlemen? How are you, sir?
So here again is the property again in the corner of Cabrillo and El Camino Real. We previously had the grill restaurant operating there, with indoor and outdoor seating. The project area is highlighted there in red. This is a close-up of the patio. Again, this is not its current condition, so we wanted to show where the focus is for today, which is all exterior. So the scope of work consists of 5 elements. First, a U fence with a black horizontal metal railing surrounding the patio. They're proposing planting pots on the railing, a blue fabric awning supported by steel posts over the patio's boundaries, string lights as well underneath the awning to lighten the outdoor seating area. And then wooden patio furniture, in which I'll show some examples, consisting of benches, bar stools, and tables. And then some background on this property for this restaurant. Planning Commission reviewed it like 2 months ago for a conditional use permit for outdoor alcohol service.
But it was just beer and wine, right?
Correct.
Beer
yeah.
and wine.
Yeah. Again, this is an aerial view showing the project area. And the proposed design is this. So it's similar to a location Danny confirmed in Yorba Linda.
That is a Yorba Linda one.
Yeah.
Our Del Mar one in San Diego is a little more similar to the one here, San Clemente.
Okay.
We're hoping San Clemente is going to be the flagship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're trying to go with a similar design here at this location. The current proposed color is a solid blue. And this is a view of the proposed awning with railing, the posts, as viewed from.
And that's from
Avenida-
Cabrillo, right?
As viewed from Avenida Cabrillo. And we apologize. This was not included in the packet. In the packet, we only have a view from El Camino Real.
Can I interrupt? Never mind, I'm sorry. I was misseeing which streets that was from. It was from Cabrillo.
Cabrillo.
Like you said, okay.
The next slide is again similar, but not to view from the parking lot. No new information here, besides just a slight change in the view. Other elements, here's the proposed benches, the bar stools that they'll be using, in all wood, and some examples of planting they would like to use to soften the new fence. And here's an example of the string lights they would like to use, and an example of the
All the
fence
underneath the awning, correct?
underneath the awning.
Yes, sir.
And so we know the goal of the architectural overlay district. They are within this district, which is to maintain and enhance the Spanish Village by the Sea character, along with high quality design. So staff has recommended a few changes just to improve its consistency with the goal within the for the architectural overlay. And these are to use a neutral or less bright natural color for the awning, which complements the building's color palette. Number 2, use decorative metal posts and railing with more detail than proposed. Given the project's location in the corner and being in a prominent area in the city, we believe more attention to detail should be paid here. And then lastly, provide planter boxes and or potted plants along the railing where feasible without interfering pedestrian access. And like we've seen in previous meetings, if any of these screen lights would be outside of the awning, we would support or add as a condition that they be shielded as we have on previous projects as well. And that concludes my presentation, and we have Danny, the owner, available for any questions.
I didn't want to interrupt this meeting, but I just wanted to let everybody know I'm very excited. I'm a little nervous because I didn't see too many seafood concepts out here, which is surprising. It's surprising to me because it's a beach area. If we go to Santa Monica, go down all the way to Laguna, you see fish toilets and then and then Mr. Kenworthy and Doug Lemon, who is the previous owner of the grill, and he's still my landlord. He approached me and said, "Hey, I like your food. I like this. My wife likes it." They tried it. They went down to Del Mar. They went to Yerba, and then I said, "Damn." I'm like, I was a little bit, honored, and I felt good. And I said, "Okay, I'm going to come down." I said, "You got 1 week to sign this. I'm not giving you any more time," because he's got 2 deals already. I don't know if he wants me to say it was a burger concept. And then I got micro
burgers in town.
Yeah, and then I'm like a pub, and it always works at the beach, right? So he goes, "You've got 1 week," and Mr. Kenworthy said, "You have a week." And my broker said, "A week? I drive down there. They came up. What do I do?" So I said, "Okay." I went down there. I'm looking around. My broker goes, "Dude, take this damn spot. You're gonna love it here." And, everybody's telling me the same thing. So I said, "Okay." My wife said, "What are you doing? Just sign, go. 1 week." We started it up. I should have brought on. I love Lisa, but I felt like, how you said, why did we do the permitting separately? Remember, it should have been all done in an umbrella. So it's taking this much time, and it's been a long process where it just stopped and then it started the whole process of build out. But we're here finally, and I told my architect, I go, that was my attorney's architect. And I love her. I hate saying her, but she's more of a coffee shop type of person. So it was a struggle, and I regret that. Trying to save a little bit of money. My attorney said, "Hey, try this lady," but we're here now, so I'm not gonna go there with her. And I felt like she should have done this way sooner. Like you mentioned it many times. You're like, "Oh, why are you waiting so long? Why did you do this separately?" But the main reason for this, the awning, why, if you ask me, why do you need an awning, is because we don't have interior seating. It's tiny inside, and that's basically our dining room. And second of all, we want to make it, winter time comes, whatever it is, you got to have a little bit of covering, or how can a family come out, or tourists, whoever comes to the city, eat there at night? That's kind of, and we live and die off our patios in Yorba Linda, because we have 4 tables? Yeah, he's our consultant. He just goes to all the locations. That's in Valley. And then in Del Mar, our patio is massive.
Where's Del Mar?
It's right off Del Mar Heights Road, sir. So if as soon as you get off, there's a shopping center on the right side. And then there's Starbucks, Bushfire, and then we're right in the center of it next to
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you in Yorba Linda?
Yorba Linda Town Center, which is Imperial, and right on the
In Yorba Linda Boulevard?
Yes,
Okay.
right there. Bristol Farms is the anchor.
Okay.
And then we have the Habit right next to us, Blaze Pizza. Everybody going down the line right there.
Right.
So we're very fortunate. We survived through the past 2 years because we opened. We open February, and in March, they go, hey, we're shutting down all the restaurants.
Oh my gosh.
2 years ago. Right there, we opened Yerba Linda. We survived somehow. And Del Mar, after we survived Del Mar right now, it's hitting all-time highs. So I think people who never knew about us in Del Mar all of a sudden are coming out. So can't complain over there. But I'm here now, I'm very excited. I noticed maybe it's the hard corner that we're on because we're on that corner of El Camino. We get a lot of foot traffic, and my biggest concern was during construction and when we put in a new grease trap in the back, grease interceptor, so because it didn't, the city made us redo everything, which we did. And during that process, we had a lot of. It felt like people were just coming in because it just felt like a communal space. So overnight, it was just a big mess, and we couldn't control it. I didn't know what to do, and I was telling Doug, I was like, hey, Doug, you gotta help me out. What did you do when you had the grill here? He goes, we didn't open at night. I just put up a little cone here and there. I go, that's not working. I've got sleeping bags. They broke 3 windows. So it was sad, and I said, Doug, I gotta enclose this. Like, if I put an awning and make it look like that, because I went down the street, I saw Sonny's, just go down up and down the street. Everybody's got it. And I go, nobody's going in there. It's all like, because it feels like a real restaurant.
Right.
So I said, Doug, I need help. I need to close this. He goes, do what you want. You need to go to the city. I said, okay. I said, can you help me? He goes, financially, no, but everything else, I'll help you. I said, okay. And then he got in Mr. Kenworthy, and I said, what should I do? He goes, the city's great here. Mr. Kenworthy goes, I used to be in Laguna Beach. I don't know if anyone wants me to say this, but I hate Laguna Beach. I moved to San Clemente because this is it. This is it. Go put in your permit. They'll know why. And I'll go, okay, Lisa, let's do it. And then Lisa, and the rest is history, right?
Now we're
You
here.
and
Now,
Lisa going back and forth.
Thank you for that background, Danny.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. And I thank you for your patience because I'm calling him going, hey, my contractors, they're up in San Jose now because they can't wait here. And all of a sudden they got busy, so I can't even bring them back. What's going on? And Doug, he's not giving me any love. He wants his rent. So I've been paying rent. I mean, it's what I signed. It's 10 days, sign it, take it or leave it, so I signed it. So I can't complain now and say, well, you know what, I can't get open, Doug, you got to help me out. No, I'm not helping you out with the money. You're paying me the money. But I'll give you a good pat on the back and I'll cheer you on. But I appreciate that. He's a great guy. He's retired now. He's happy, and he wants me open so he could come in and eat. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you, Danny.
I am, as far as whatever colors and anything, I'm willing to do whatever. If you want me to change the color, I'm not gonna even. It's not even debate for me. I'll do it. As long as I could have covering there and just to make it weatherproof. So it could be 4 seasons, basically, instead of just summertime where...
So will the awnings have sides?
Yes, sir.
So you can lower
It's going to have sides with, the windproofing.
Yeah.
So it's so windy right there on that
Right.
corner. I mean, everybody's saying... It's a nice corner. The view is beautiful during the day. All of a sudden at night, it's got that nice breeze, and all of a sudden it's kicking in. So I go, oh yeah, we got that thing. Don't even ask how much the proposal was for that whole thing. It's just... outrageous because it's a huge awning and you're bringing down the weatherproofing.
Right.
So
And it's an irregular shape, too.
yes, sir. So it was very difficult for them, but they got it engineered out and they said this is what you can do. And these guys do all the awnings for like Panini Grill and everybody. It's the company I use called Superior Awnings, and their portfolio is huge. So they know what they're doing. Besides that, they have all kind. I'll make them match the color that you guys approve. If you approve, I have no problem saying, hey, I'll bring in any plants you want. I'm gonna do it. And I said, hey, this is it. I want to be part of whatever package that I have to conform to. So that's not an issue for me. If Lisa was debating that at all, I'm here to say no. Tell my architect no. You want me to change it to a different color? Let's do it. You know. So I just know the importance of having that for my staff. When we hire staff, there's two things. I can't retain a staff unless I'm able to. We have about 12 back of the house cooks and so forth, 12 minimum, and in the front we're going to have at least 10 to 12 rotating. And these girls and guys, they're younger, energetic people. They have to be able to make a lot of tip. The only way they make tip is if I
Do the volume.
provide an environment where people are willing to dine. And, you know, in Yorba Linda and in Del Mar, you've got families at night coming out, kids. They want to. So our kid menu is very important. But also, if I can't provide that little infrastructure, and where people want to come and dine and because they're comfortable, they're the weatherproof, it's nice.
We understand.
I've got 3 kids. I'm not going to a place where I'm
Right, we understand.
freezing. So, yeah.
So let's talk about some of the,
Railing. Does the existing railing stay in? Does that meet the
ADA.
alcoholic control board requirements?
Yes, sir.
It's tall enough and all?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have to have gates on that?
They don't require it, but I'm willing to do it.
Oh, no.
Alcohol's okay. ABC is okay with it.
Okay.
so that picture there, David, it's got railing with horizontal or vertical pickets.
Correct.
You're saying that they were proposing to change that out to horizontal pickets?
Yes. Danny, you can confirm because this is what I got from Lisa.
That's Lisa's design. That's
Are you
already, that's already there, gentlemen. If-
The horizontal is already there?
Yes, that
Okay.
picture is already there.
The vertical's
Vertical.
already
No,
there.
I'm sorry,
I
the
think
vertical,
the
that
applicant's
picture,
saying you
that's
just
the
prefer to
actual-
keep what's there.
Doug left that for me.
Okay,
If you approve that, I don't need Lisa to do this, and because I noticed everywhere else you have this.
Yeah, I think the subcommittee can speak on that, but when it comes to that type of railing, that's a bit more consistent with Spanish.
and it's existing,
And it's
and Danny's okay with keeping it.
I would.
I think it's
Everybody
his
just.
preference.
You would
I'd
prefer to
be
keep it.
like, yeah, I'd be so grateful if you say that's okay by me because I'll polish it up, I'll clean it, I do whatever, but
Well, one of your recommendations, David, was to add more detail or something to that effect. What would you use decorative metal posts and railing with more detail than proposed? Did you have kind of a thought or?
So this has been a common comment because we've seen like outdoor patios with stream lights.
Okay.
This one's a little unique because the top of the post won't be visible, right? It'll be concealed. So when I thought of adding more
Well,
detail,
anything that's at the top of the post, like up under the awning.
correct? Yeah.
Okay, but as far as the railing,
but the
oh, I see, decorative metal posts and railing. Got it. I was thinking like the posts of the railing itself.
oh no, but it could probably go into that as well though. And railing with more. The comment was for both, yeah, for the metal post and the railing. If they're looking to change, there are some more decorative options out there. But I think we can support what's existing as well.
What do you anticipate is your true path of travel from the parking lot? You've got the handicap ADA route
yes.
shown.
Yes, sir. I think the parking
I
lot.
think they're going to come
Yeah,
straight through.
I agree.
I think the parking lot is what I've seen from south of Nix and everybody else. A lot of people just park there. It's not really there is nobody regulating it.
No monitor.
And I know that there's a lot of people just walking to the beach or something. I'm not going to have a valet.
Oh, no, and
So
I don't
I
expect you, but you
so-
can certainly put signs on this that it's
Oh, yeah,
exclusive for years.
Even when we do construction, we have it chained up. Believe it or not, they'll take the chain off and they just park in there and we go, excuse me, there's a construction site. They go, oh, just 5 minutes. They're on the phone. They're, no. And then they took off. They went to Nomads to eat And
Yeah.
what am I gonna? I'm gonna go in there and chase him out. Go, hey, you need. It's let it go. I give up. But to answer your question, I think the main entrance, we're gonna have signs that say entrance to the front because.
Yeah, I mean, they may even come around.
Yes, sir. And it is a fast casual, which means you order at the front.
Mm-hmm.
We give you a number, and you sit down, and then we bring all the food out to you, and then we have like 3 runners, designated runners that are just on the tables, just hovering around, going, okay, what else do you need? At that point, if you decide to open up the second check, we give you a jar, and you can start ordering at the table. But the initial order starts at the front. So you come in, and then we greet you, and then you come in, and then you get to see the whole experience of what's inside, kind of. And then you go from there, because we have a huge display case, fish display case, with all the oysters and stuff that are we're gonna check in, and we kind of want you to come in and take a
The
little
closest
experience.
place we have, what you're kind of doing, is actually in the harbor. There's the little seafood or fish store right there in the patio.
like a fish market.
Yeah, it's like a fish market. Display stuff and okay.
And when I'm speaking about the railing and everything, sir, I to answer Adam's question earlier, I noticed all your places, and I go, oh yeah, it's all up and down.
I'm
So I go,
comfortable with
okay with
vertical.
that.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
traditional.
So I said, oh look, and I sent all these to my architect saying, hey, look, the
And-
city prefers this. In my opinion, I sent it, and she's like, no.
And this is a little different than all the other outside patios we've got over the last 2 years. That this is your primary dining. It's
Yes, sir.
not a temporary solution to dining. This is it. So
Right.
we do want it to look permanent. David, what's your comment on? We try to make it appear more Spanish colonial revival because in the overlay zone. We haven't really done that.
Right.
And if it can't be done, it can't be done. I mean, the building is what it is.
It's that old 50s diner. I think I call it that diner, old classic low ceiling.
El Camino Real was the major route before the freeway, and that's
Is that,
the kind of diners that went all the way up to
Doesn't
LA.
it have that feel, that old 50s, classic?
One thing to consider is this section of the awning, this section of the awning could be a wood trellis or something like that. Something that at least we can say it went a little bit that direction. And because I'm thinking, people are going to try to go in your exit here. I think when if they come through the patio, so I think a lot of people will be coming in to order.
So would you have the trellis kind of facing, running as if
Yeah.
you to get all the way through?
That would be. I'm not saying it has to be that, but
Right.
then
That would
we've done it
identify
for
the
El
entrance.
Camino. Everything else stays exactly the way it is. And then this landscaping will be a pretty nice little area. I mean, that's more landscaping than we have on just about anything down
Yeah, I was
there.
thinking that's kind of big.
Which will be very nice. And, this thing could even, things could go out into it. So that can be like a little oasis there. So it's something to consider.
Okay. So it'd be a mix of it would.
Because that would be a way we could get at least 2 columns that would be correct. And then the metal one would be just like the patios that are added on to already Spanish colonial buildings.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
It's so crazy that he's saying this because I didn't say that, but I was thinking along the lines of that because when you said you got to implement some kind of Spanish look, this is what I proposed to her because this garden area, redoing it to whatever spec is approved in this area because there's some just shrubbery going on.
Yeah, it hasn't been
It's
maintained.
nasty. Yeah, it's bad. And then unfortunately, this is the hard corner, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody brings their dog. They're not bringing their little scoopy whatever thing, and it's just that's where the dogs want to go. That's the doggy toilet right now. I'm not talking pee.
Right.
Okay, so we have that going on here, sir. So I was gonna say, because this awning, I mean, is one thing. What if something like up here we go? There's a palm tree here that's massive, but can we do something here to make it really
Like a hedge?
just everything, even that little like a little, what do you call that? Like a trellis coming out this way into the garden, out both sides. So this whole area, the centerpiece, the corner piece looks really nice, and then we redo all the planters.
You're wonderful.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's got that.
And that could be what tends to go Spanish colonial. It's on El Camino
It's
Real.
at the hard corner.
Landscaping.
And then I'd like to at least put a border where the end of outside is, right?
Right.
Like a little tiny one where
Right, just
I
keep
don't
the
have
dogs
Dogs
out.
don't jump in there.
poop a scoop every day.
You'll find that dog-friendly patios like El Ranchito down on Del Mar,
Yes.
Spanish place,
Avilas.
very popular.
Yeah. But they got I thought it was a real dog. You walk
Oh,
by,
that
they got,
one, yeah.
They got a little statue of a dog
Right.
there, so.
They have it in the back, their back patios.
It's beautiful.
Available, and it's really popular.
Oh, my wife is Nick's. That's her go-to. She likes Nick's.
Yeah.
Of Nick's, and it's kind of heavy on my wallet, but
Yeah,
the wife. What are you gonna do? The wife wants.
You got it.
Right?
No, I like your idea, and I would approve
So,
that.
yeah,
That
it's a
approach sounds good.
Hard corner.
Um,
If you let me put a little thing so the doggy, doggy, I got a poodle at home. Dumbest poodle ever, but my kids love the poodle. Usually poodles, but I like to put something out.
That makes sense to me. Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is appropriate or not. I don't know how this kind of got sized or is sized or whatever. But if you look at this as this as being 5 foot, this is not much bigger than that. It's like 6 foot, maybe. You've got entrance traffic, exit traffic, and then as shown, there's like some little bar and seating, which I don't think there's room for. But I also would think it would be fine to widen this out, like take in some of the planter and have that circulate better. I don't even know if that's within the scope of what we're allowed to discuss here.
Oh, we can certainly discuss it. You got cars in here, they've got to be able to get visibility on this corner, and also, we don't want to do anything high, at least in this area.
Right?
That probably exceeds the landscape of anything on that block.
Because this just seems like a really narrow throat.
That would be his call. I wouldn't force him into building something larger than what they're looking at.
The garden area, Doug put in a sprinkler system in that area, and he's got these 2 massive palm trees up there. Oh my gosh! Yeah, there you go. Those things. So I go. The palm trees are the palm trees. All that shrubbery, I feel like it could be cleaned up with whatever you propose. That would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would do that. And I'd like to maybe if we build out a little cool L, maybe hang stuff on there too.
Yeah.
That'll be just kind of like bring that Spanish vibe to that corner.
You'd already shown that they kind of had to do a structure in here.
Mhm.
This is the space.
Mm-hmm.
So really, you could just get a decent one little column, do it in wood, boom, Spanish colonial details that you're aware of, and colors. And when I say colors, just the earth tone
Yes.
brown woods and all.
That you see everywhere, right?
Blue is probably, I think it's in the palette.
It's an accent color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a kind of an
The
aqua.
blue, I wouldn't say no. And it's kind of an awful lot of harbors and all use blue for seafood. So some people realize that's kind of ocean oriented.
When you say that,
A lot of boat tarps are blue.
Yeah.
it's funny.
But I'm
you say
excited about you bringing this in. This is going to be good for we don't have a good, we have slapfish.
It's funny you say that about the blue, because
And,
now you mentioned the blue, that's our interior. So we got that little blue going on in there,
Right.
the ocean, marine. We're trying to play off that a little bit.
so this is a welcome tenant.
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. We're
So-
doing this informally today since there's only one applicant.
So number one, city's recommendation, neutral or less bright natural color. Are you saying you're okay with the blue as
I'm
shown?
okay with the blue.
I am too, personally. I think it's kind of Spanishy, or pick a Spanishy blue,
Yeah.
you know, but I like it.
But I look at, we're Spanish Village by the sea,
Bad to see.
and that, I see the blue color and I think, oh, beachfront community.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can justify that very easily.
Another thing we could, you know, maybe do is to Spanish it up a little bit, is maybe with some landscaping or some like terracotta pots or something.
Sure, and I would probably let the city's landscape architect take a quick look at it.
And pick some
I don't want-
Spanishy
Yeah.
materials like bougainvillea or,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Something easy to maintain, something that if a dog pees on it, doesn't kill it. Something nice and hardy.
That's going to be my
And-
dog. My dog's going to be peeing.
The more cycle and durable stuff is, the less chance you'll have of people going in there and traipsing around in there. So it's good all the way around. It's good for everybody.
I mean, we run contests. These are pictures from our other locations, because that's the wall in San Clemente right now, inside. And they're all fishers. You know, my whole family's big fishermen. You know, tuna, nonstop, and then up in Oregon. But
Salmon.
oh, you got to ship that down. That's the real salmon. Unfortunately, so expensive that it's very hard to get. People won't pay for that here. They go to Water Grill, they'll pay for it.
Well, we used to fish for salmon out of Depot Bay up in Oregon, just north of Newport. Great but rough.
Yeah, but
It's not a
you know
nice
the
little
ta-
cruise out on the ocean.
you know that tastes different though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do this contest. They send in pictures. They win a gift card for $50. So we have unlimited pictures we put up on our walls. We're going to do that once we get the awnings in. That, you know, the community loves it because the fishermen's going to send stuff all the day.
Right.
The kids. And then my kids did this. So
Right. And I don't want to go.
I need the Monday through Friday families at least coming in, because you can't live just off 2 days of weekend business. Our motto is based on families coming in during the weekdays. I'll take the 5 days over 2 busy weekends any day, and any concept, because you build like equity within. So Doug was like, hey, I had this huge thing from the donut from 2009. Everybody made a tile. I don't know if you've been to his place before.
Yeah.
He's got all these tiles there. You know, they're wondering if you're going to demo this. I go, it's a community thing. He goes, yeah, can you save this and do something? I said, yeah. We put it on our wall in the parking lot. He's like, oh man, the people come by, they love it. Now they're all grown up because they made it when they're 2009. Now they're like old people. So he made me put that thing back up, and people. At first I was like, dude, I don't know if this is gonna. It's like some little kid, you know, like little kid tile, but
Right.
he was right.
They're older now.
No, he called it.
It's surrounded by commercial. Nomads on the other side of the. They've got an outdoor TV currently.
No matters.
No. This one. Does that need to be put into the minor cultural heritage permit change if they want to maintain that outside? Because they are going to
I'll
probably
have
be
to look
using
into that.
speakers.
Yeah, amplified sound
for
is
speakers
amplified sounds
to
regular.
tell people their food's ready.
Oh no,
They bring the
It's a
food
number.
out to them.
It's like a number.
Bring it out, okay.
Yeah.
But just in case, if you wanted to use that TV,
We can
it should
look
probably be addressed. I don't have a problem with it in that particular location.
Yeah.
There's no
JD's.
houses around there or anything.
JD's came in probably 2 years ago asking for that, so we can probably look into that.
Yeah.
So if it needs it, make sure it's covered, and so he doesn't have to come back to get that approved.
Yeah.
Well, Go ahead.
Any feedback on number 2 regarding the detail on railing? I think since the railing, I think he's okay with keeping. We can probably keep that simple, but on the post, my thought was maybe the base, the top. If you guys find it necessary, if the awning is sufficient for that detail, then we can just leave it like that.
I mean, the wonderful detail is in a picture in here.
Oh yes,
On the vine, I guess it is.
I believe.
I believe that even more so if you look at Cafe Mimosa
That one is it.
with the pedestal and the post. But they don't have it, so if we can just use Ivoly's as a example, it's got a metal railing, a little bit of detail on it, which you don't have. We don't want to break the bank, but incorporating those posts into that would be good.
Yeah, it also,
They're a little beefier.
it's got
too.
well, it looks like, I believe it has a wrought iron detail that runs around.
The balance across the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's on
actually
the
a
screen.
finial
Yeah.
as well. So finial.
Yeah. I think for what you're doing and,
Is there a Spanish? Like that's kind of a scrolly New Orleans-y.
that's a high-end restaurant.
Yeah,
which
that's,
he's-
and it's a New Orleans themed
Yeah.
restaurant, so it's
Right.
kind of
but-
makes sense. It's like a
But something with a
French
little
Quarter
detail,
balcony.
even if it's the corbels coming off and a smaller, because those are probably all aluminum castings, I'm thinking.
Yeah, they're very detailed and customized.
Yeah.
And,
There might be some other scroll
but have your
corners
architects at least
finishing.
just
Yeah.
look and see
Kind
what
of
they can come
corbel.
up with.
Okay.
It's
like
in your budget.
scrolls that might
We don't want to
be
break
Oh,
the bank.
yeah, yeah.
incorporated on the the
Yeah.
corners.
That's
And it'll
that stuff's
probably-
really just kind of a plant on. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's just easy. They just tack weld it on.
And the awning person will probably have to wrap his awning first, and then maybe we can put that on the exterior, because the way the weatherproofing works is he brings the awning in and then he wraps.
and over,
He wraps the whole frame, and then he brings a curtain in after that. And then the curtains come
Oh, that's
out.
true. He's got the.
And it's not like, her curtains are side, like
Right.
this, so she can do that framing because everything's on the inside. Ours is wrapped and then the curtain comes down on the outside to when it rains.
Yeah,
Right.
you're a full panel, and that's going to help.
Okay.
So if there was a
The
corbel
detail-
underneath that, so that would certainly be nice, and then kind of make that an accent
Yes.
thing, and
And we just add it to the lower part of it maybe, so when you roll up the curtain, you can see it where you're looking at the,
so. You have any more?
Well, I was curious. Well, we didn't really talk about planter boxes or potted plants. Just leave that to.
I
staff
agree
discussion.
with the comment, and I would let David work it out with the landscape architect, what's the,
Summers Murphy.
yeah, and use the, because there isn't any room for planting. Right now, that fence goes right to the paving. Is that correct? So, I see some room in here for that. It's open in here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, I don't know the width, whether we'd be able to get a few in there, but
I think.
that could be worked out
Earlier,
with
he
David.
was mentioning if you can hang stuff on, on the top of the railing on the outside.
And you can.
That would be a good accent all around that.
Well, is that Spanish-y style? Look, when I think of Spanish, I think of like terracotta pots and stuff. If we were trying to add some Spanish,
So
can
don't
we
you
do
sell
that through?
where you get a little thing and then you put the pot in it?
They do.
Well, I hear what you're saying. He's a lot more of an expert than I am, so I'm kind of.
Yeah,
looking to
I'm
him.
looking at, if I can't overwhelm him or feel like I can't overwhelm him, but this area is new construction. This is existing. That if we can get our Spanish colonial details where it's visible from El Camino and from the parking lot side, I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
Because if we can get the passersby to see
Well, that makes a lot more sense, actually.
yeah, and it would be more economical, not having to.
You got the hard corner too, right?
But I just don't know if there's any room to really do anything in there. Well, certainly in the planter area there is. I think you guys can figure out and work out some details. But I'm just saying it's an opportunity to enhance the Spanish a little bit. So I guess
Yeah, concentrating mainly on those
frontage.
areas, and, maybe across here. But the rest,
what about, let's go back to, if you don't mind, my comment about this kind of throat area. For one, there's shown to be like a bar there. I don't see width room for a bar there. Would you like to, how would you feel about widening that out and shrinking the planter? Would you like that or not like that?
I think it's okay because the people, it's not going to be permanent, so it could be just an area. More of the bar is to make sure that people right now they're walking straight in. You'd be surprised, straight from the outside.
Or from here?
Yes, so that would
Okay.
kind of.
So it's more of a
prevent
railing.
barrier. Yes,
Okay, because it's shown as a bar with chairs there.
it's like movable, like the bar stools, but it's got to be ADA compliant everywhere. So it'll be that's the number one thing because they
You gotta
hover
have 48
around,
inches or
they'll
whatever
come out.
wide.
Yes.
Right.
So that's ABC, ABC beer and wine.
Uh-huh.
We'll be more concerned about that too also, but it was designed basically to say, hey, from the outside, directly walking in was something you go, whoa, this is, and they're trampling on they're rubbish anyways right now.
Right.
But let's say we clean it up and it's nice. You have this cool Spanish garden, right? But that's kind of the centerpiece.
Right.
As far as making sure we comply within that realm.
and if you
Right.
want to put what does engineering say about 18-inch to 2-foot high curb wall?
I'm sure they have a height, like,
Because they don't like people falling over it.
Yes.
But that would certainly stop the pedestrian traffic coming in, so that's an option to pursue.
And if we do put in a lot of work making it decorative and nice, people are trampling on that.
well, I don't think they will. If it looks like it's, if there's some kind of a little barrier around here.
Yes, sir.
And then if this is upgraded and looks like it's maintained and mulch and whatever, I don't think you are going to get the people come through. That's not to say you still want the railing here, but it sounds like what I'm hearing you say is you're fine with this width as is.
At this point, my thing is, I want to make that two main dining area really warm, and go, hey.
It just looks narrow on paper. That's the other thing I was saying.
You have the palm trees there kind of close to that.
Oh, they're already
edge as
pushed
well.
that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that would be a challenge. And we would have to make sure they're still in compliance with landscaping requirements. So that may be the only area of landscaping. I'll have another picture. Yeah, that's probably their only landscaping they have.
Is there? It looks like I was thinking that their building facade was right on the PL, but it looks like it's set back a little bit. So, I don't know if you wanted a couple pots or something with plants next to the door, or whatever. Too. It's an opportunity.
Yeah.
At first, I was thinking it was right on the sidewalk, but it's set back a little.
Would you be open to that then?
We don't have a civil drawing showing how much sidewalks out there.
Well, this says 12.6 on the right here.
Yeah. But I can't believe that's the curb. It's not 12.6 to.
Do you have a side? Do you have a side view
Maybe it's 12.6.
from Cabrillo? Or go back to that last one.
That one shows.
The overhead.
Yeah, maybe it's 12.6. Yeah, they certainly have the right to put some pots out there. Something to soften the front of that building a little bit.
So what about the trellis? Do you want to Is that just a suggestion to the ZA to consider?
And his architect.
Okay.
The architect will be able to review David's minutes of this meeting and say, yeah, we can do that, or, oh, no, that's absolutely out of the question. And
I agree with him. I think it would look great and also give you a little bit of variety rather than just a big blue awning. So, and it would, create a Spanish detail. So I think it's something you should consider.
I'll ask the architect and yourself about that, and also I think you would also want to see a proposal to kind of enhance this area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And it'll suit your needs also.
Facelift that little spot right there, and then do everything.
In case it's not clear, oh, nice job, David. In case it's not clear, we're basically kind of giving direction to the city staff and letting them kind of come up with details, work out details with you.
Okay.
And we're not trying to design it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
We're
but
trying to give ideas.
It's gotta at least tie in with
Yeah.
what's existing
Okay.
in the community. So I understand the process here.
We want to make sure to move it ahead quickly. We don't want it to come back here.
Yeah.
I don't think the project deserves to keep moving forward.
Okay. We don't have air conditioning, so I don't know how hot summer is. It was very hot this summer.
There was a
But-
couple of weeks that were pretty warm.
Yeah, but we figure it's the beach and we don't need it. We have swamp coolers, which is the makeup there. And
Unfortunately,
I hope that's
it was
enough.
pretty humid
Yeah.
already, so the swamp coolers won't do a whole
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
for
I mean,
dropping the temperature.
I guess we can say all of our dining is in the patio anyways, so enjoy the beach weather, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I anticipated, because I go, if we got AC, it's all for the staff anyways.
Well, so you're in the same situation that the new project down at the bowling alley and the theater
Yes,
on the north end,
food hall.
that's all outdoor dining,
Okay.
the whole thing.
But it's,
So,
that's
that's just
prime.
what it is.
That's a great looking project, it's right by the beach too, like what, a block?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think staff has
Gentlemen,
what we need.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck to you.
thank you very much.
Good luck. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Adam, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
So when do you think they'll be open?
Oh, man, I'm hoping in November for sure. At
Okay.
least my challenge is, I'm a little worried because you know how cold it's getting.
Right.
I'm like this. Look at me. I'm wearing this already, and over there I got a jacket on because it's cold. I'm kind of like a girl. I get cold really easily. But open in November. I know we're not going to have dinner. Nobody's coming out and freeze their butt off and with their kids or whatever. So, but I go,
It's still
you gotta
mild.
do it. Right?
It doesn't get that
No.
cold.
Yeah, it doesn't. And with the windbreaks, that'll warm up in there.
That's if we can get that awning guy even once it's approved. If it's approved and he has time to put it in. Now it's the whole process. Hey, please come down. Oh, you're on schedule. We're like 8 weeks and we got 5 projects. So
Right.
I'm like this to everybody. Like, please.
Help you out.
We'll see.
Okay.
That's all right.
Great.
We just
Good
need to
luck.
finish
Hey,
up.
thank you again.
Finish up a meeting. Thank you very much for your time.
We're good, right?
Yes.
David. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Okay, next item, new business, I see none, old business, none. Or written communication, I see none. It's my understanding that, Steve will be here at our next meeting, but Cosgrove won't.
I believe that's the case, yes.
So, you're on call for the next meeting also.
Yep. That's my understanding.
Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn today's meeting until the next regularly scheduled meeting of the DRSC.
And that will be October 26th. I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous?